First up this episode is the first Double Dragon game. This is another long-running series I've barely touched. I'm playing the Arcade Archives version on the Switch, although I do own the Master System part, but I can't record footage from Master System 2, so maybe another day. I do 2 playthroughs, one by myself and a co-op one with my long-suffering player too. This one is the one I'm going to focus on in this video. So it's from a Marion gets punched in the gut and carried off by the Black Warriors, or Shadow Warriors, or whichever name this version uses. Her boyfriend, Billy Lee, and his brother Jimmy and 2-player set off to get her back. There's your story. The game's a beat 'em up with 3 buttons, punch, jump and kick. A couple moves can be done by pressing both of them, such as an elbow. Unlike most beat 'em ups, you can grab enemies up close to throw or kick them in the head. As you can see, there's friendly fire in this game too. And of course you can take enemy weapons and use them against them. Mission 1 has us fight our way through the slums and get introduced to the enemies. We have Williams and Roper, the Goombas of the game, Linda, the whip wielder, and a Bobo, the big guy who likes to break through walls and can't be grabbed. That's about it. It's a very short level, and at the end we run into the first boss, a palette swap with a Bobo named Jik. He has all of the Bobo's moves including his throw, along with a 2-handed slap that's exclusive to him. He's pretty easy though, as you can see. We probably beat each other up more than Jik ever did. He liked to hang around off screen a lot too. Once he's down, we're on to mission 2. No transition either, just walk right into the next area, which is pretty cool for 1987. We're in the industrial area now. You can kick boxes along the floor into enemies, which I then pick up and ruin the coolness of by throwing too early so it doesn't affect him. There's a bit of climbing in this level too, and a bit of ungraceful falling on your ass. Although that was nothing compared to my jumping down and then I guess panicking and giving up. I can't let anyone witness that live. Or anyone who saw me miss at point blank range of the box more than half the size of my opponent. Billy's face conveys my own shame in that moment. So ashamed I didn't notice that you can die by walking towards the bottom of the screen and falling here. I only discovered that watching it back to write this episode. After taking out a few Lindas and Williamses, we face our greatest enemy yet, this sound. The sound brings with it Jeff, the second boss. As you can see, he's a palette swap of the Lee brothers and has their moves. He goes down easily though. Mission 3 has us leave the industrial area and make our way through the woods. I gotta say that this level has the worst music in the game. It starts off okay, then it just becomes noise. Then there's this one section that player 2 asked me if the aliens were landing or something. But enough about the music. As for the level itself, it's long. The first 2 missions were both about 3 or 4 minutes long, but this one was over 10 minutes. There's also this hole that you can fall into and die that can be obscured by the life bars and the credit counter. Next to it there's this bridge with a gap in the middle. Just watch us both inch our way across it. We know what's going to happen. I think I've made it across fine before a Bobo barges in, offended that I didn't fall in, and makes me go back and do it again properly. Player 2 hangs back because we know this won't go well with the friendly fire. At one point I think I've knocked him in the river, but he's so tall he covers the whole gap. After him we get another hole covered by a life bar. We move into this rocky area which gives us 2 Bobos and a boulder to contend with. When they're gone we're given the message to invade the enemy's base. We break our backs on this bridge and keep going. This is still the 3rd level by the way. And we're at that point now where bosses are showing up as normal enemies as we fight 2 Jeffs on this bridge. The second one even had some tool throwing down dynamite. Of course I just walk right on top of some from the other side of the screen. We climb up this cliff and I just drop dead. After checking close, it looks like Jimmy betrayed Billy and kicked him in the back of the head while mostly off camera. It's okay though, he got his revenge with a boulder a few seconds later. As anyone with a sibling knows, that kind of escalation is normal. The 3rd boss is a green skin palette with a Jik. I guess the alien comment wasn't too out there after all. There's not much else to say about him at this point. We beat him and then to the base. And run right into a moving wall. Just look at the theoriness as we anticipate the next one. Oh well, at least it wasn't me. Aww. Next up is fighting over the narrowest bit of floor possible. And they get a couple kicks in the head for throwing Jim's opponent while he's dead. It's impossible to get through these spears without getting hit once. I at least know it's not possible if you stop to headbutt the air instead of moving. After finding a pair of Jiks, I get another beating from Jimmy. What the fuck? We also find Marion. Of course she's guarded. After taking them down until we're faced with 3 Jeffs, the final boss also appears, Willy. He's got a gun. He isn't the hard part though, it's those Jeffs ganging up on us. Player 2 gets the final blow and the Jeffs flee despite my attempts to kill them first. But then we have to fight over Marion? I guess just because Jimmy got the last hit in he thinks he can just take my girlfriend. Hang on, it all makes sense. All those accidents familiar. Jimmy's been planning this the whole game. And considering Marion is fine, dealing with whichever one wins the fight, there's probably more going on that we don't know. I can't get around player 2's impenetrable defense of just kicking the air repeatedly, so I walk around the other side and still end up missing. The fight goes on for a while until player 2 forgets there's a drop at the bottom of the screen and dies. Hard luck. Marion doesn't care that she just watched her boyfriend fight his brother to the death and everything's just happy I guess. On one player it just ends up to beat Willy. No twist that ruins Billy's life or anything. And that's Double Dragon. Short game, took about 25 minutes for each playthrough. For being one of the earliest beat 'em ups, it's still fun. I do think it's been outclassed by later beat 'em ups, but I still think it's worth checking out.